Hi there, friends and grown-ups. I am here in my little meditation office room today to upload a video that I hope is helpful. And I feel like if anything will help give a little bit of routine and structure to your day with your kiddo, it can also help promote self-coping skills, sensory and emotional regulation. I know a lot of our kiddos are really off of their routines, and I'm sure they're getting, some type of movement and exercise, but that can be tough in this time when we're in our homes. So every day at school, we do a program, I guess you could call it, or an activity called Move to Learn. And this is an activity that we do that has several different components. So this activity works to help students imitate actions that we do. It helps students learn to regulate, learn to take deep breaths and things of that nature. It also provides a chance to do an activity, which usually goes along with our theme, but I'm going to keep pretty, the dog is whining out there. I had to let him out of the room. It provides peer imitations. So a lot of times we'll do activities where your child, if we're doing a transportation theme, might push a truck back and forth to a peer and work on that eye contact and work on that motor planning of pushing a truck. It might mean walking on a balance beam for our activity. It might mean picking up pieces of pretend food and sorting them by color. So it's something where we can incorporate our theme, where we can incorporate basic skills that we're working on with the kids. And then at the end, we do a cool down segment, which is the best part. And that incorporates, again, sometimes deep breathing. It also incorporates emotional regulation. It teaches our kids how to find that sacred, safe space within themselves that they can always come back to in times of need. So I've kind of made some changes to this program as I've continued teaching. And one thing that I really love to do is use some different strategies to promote deep breathing. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this program with you. And as we go through, I am going to talk through some things to you as parents, okay? But I'm going to play our music that we do, and I'm to try and keep things kind of consistent for our kiddos, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start with our warm-up routine. I am doing this on my phone because my computer is giving me issues with uploading. So I'm going to try to get the best angle possible for you guys, okay? Generally, I will start. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off like I would be teaching, okay? Because I'd like your child to be able to follow this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? So friends, it is time for Move to Learn. And today we're going to start with our warm up. We're going to warm up our bodies today. Today at my house, I have some lavender oil. This is my favorite smell. At school, we usually use some essential oils that have been diluted. We sometimes use cinnamon and we sometimes use lavender. So what we do in our classroom is we get our oil, we do this. Okay, so friends, if your grown-up has any lotion or any essential oils or anything that smells really yummy to you, you put your hand out like this if you want some, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and drop 1, 2, 3 drops on my hands. I'm going to get ready and we're going to rub. We're going to wake up our belly by breathing in and out. We're going to do it again. We're going to rub, breathe in, and out. One more time, we're gonna rub. Breathe in and out. Our bellies are all warmed up now, so I'm going to turn on our music and we're going to continue with our warm-up today. So we're going to start with our head, okay? We're going to turn, and turn. I'm going to roll. Roll. You can switch sides. And again, grown-ups, your children might not do any of these, but it's great for you to do with them and just model to them, okay? So if you feel silly doing this all by yourself, I feel like that a lot in the classroom, and you know what, we just keep doing it, and eventually that comes. So don't put pressure on any of these, of your kiddos to do any of these. You can do a hand over hand for some of these, that's appropriate, meaning, let's see, next we're going to wake up our chest. So you could take your child's hands from behind and do this. Wake up that chest. You could do fists. We do that sometimes. The kids seem to like that. Wake up that chest. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You can make some vocalizations with this like I did to encourage some language. All right, I'm going to move to my arms. I'm going to tap. Up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. Tap, 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 tap. Then I'm going to switch. This right here is helping your child cross their midline, okay, which is important for our kiddos when it comes to learning and regulation. So a lot of our activities you'll see will try and cross our midline. This is your midline right here. All right, so then I'm going to do some squeezes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Again, if your kiddo is not able to do this independently, sometimes they like to give us teachers squeezes instead. Or this is just a really nice time to give your child some input. You can also give them a little pressure down on their shoulders. Push, 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 push. Okay. Wake up my hands. I'm going to open, close. Sometimes we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as hard as we can and let it go. Squeeze, 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 squeeze as hard as you can and we're going to go ahead and move to our legs. Actually, before we do our legs, one thing we like to do sometimes is we're sitting here like this. Again, you can do this on the floor. You can do this on a chair, however, whatever works for you. We're going to do this and we're going to bring it around town. Around and around. I'm doing a little bit longer than I would normally do for a warm-up, because I figure you can use this and kind of take what you want from it, okay? Usually our warm-up lasts about 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stand up, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give my legs tap, tap, tap all the way down. One other thing we like to do sometimes is we like to incorporate tones and sounds. So we'll go high, low, high, low. Another fun thing that we've been doing with our feet, another warm-up thing, is we'll take our feet and we'll clap them like this. Clap, clap, clap. You can do it on the floor and just touch your feet together with your kiddo. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for our warm-up. We woke up our whole body. We did our belly, we did our head down to our legs, okay? So next we're gonna transition into an activity. A lot of times with activity, depending on how the kiddos are doing during warm up and during that day, I'll switch it depending on what they're able to do. Sometimes we'll keep it very, very simple and we will do a dance. Sometimes we will do a little bit more if the kiddos are able to, and we might do some, pushing of a car or sorting and things like that. For today, I'm going to keep it simple, and we're going to do a popular song that we use a lot in our classroom called Shake Your Beanbag. I do not have a beanbag. To be honest with you, I forgot to grab something before sitting down for this. So grab any type of object that you have, honestly, in your house. It could be a washcloth would be a really great thing. Literally anything you have, like a really small pillow maybe. I have this yoga block. And then let's see, I'm gonna see quickly what else I have and I'll be right back. Let's see. Okay, I have that. I have that. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I actually have this little change purse I'm going to use for this activity. So I'm going to play the music, but for your reference, if you do want to do this like on your own without me being here, there is, if you YouTube search Shake Beanbag song, it will come right up. It's called Beanbag Rock. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to try and stand up and see if that is helpful with seeing me better, okay? So I'm going to play this song and we're going to do our little dance, okay? This is great for motor imitation and for things like that with your kiddos. And you can do it with them. Anything I do is great to do with your kid. Here we go. Shake, shake, shake your beanbag. Shake, shake, shake your beanbag. Everybody come and shake your beanbag. Oh, shake your beanbag, don't let it rock. Let's all do the beanbag rock. Head, knees, tummy, wiggle. Way down low, hold it high in the air, and won't you let it go. Now shake and wiggle as we're doing the beanbag rock. Shake, shake, shake your beanbag. Sing along with your kids, even if you don't sound good. Everybody come and shake your beanbag. Oh, shake your beanbag, don't let it rock. Let's all do the beanbag rock. Elbow, toes, ear, wiggle. Way down low, hold it high in the air, and won't you let it go. Now shake and wiggle as you're doing the beanbag rock. Shake, shake, shake your beanbag. Shake, shake, shake your beanbag. Shake your beanbag. All right, so that's it. Simple song, get the kids up and moving. I like to use this more for the kids to imitate what I'm doing versus listening to the direction and following it. That song goes pretty quick and it's kind of difficult for our kids at this point to listen to a direction, like put it on your elbow and do. So you can use that song for direction following if locating body parts and things like that is something that you want to work on with your child and something that they're working on. That's totally fine. But for the sake of the song itself, just have fun with it, model it with your kiddo. And they can obviously be doing all this with me, okay? If I post any more videos of our Move to Learn, I will not be speaking as much and I'll just upload them for you to be able to have your children watch and do with me. This is just kind of the first one and I just kind of wanted to explain why we're doing it and how you can help your kiddo, okay? So again, just grab anything you have in your house that you can do with your kids, okay? I know that not everybody has materials. I certainly don't because I did not grab things. I was sick before we went on our unforeseen break. So I literally have nothing here, okay? So I'm working with what I have. Okay, next we are going to transition into our cool down segment, okay? And for our cool down segment, we're actually going to be doing a little bit of yoga. So I wish I had my graphics with me, but I generally have visuals that I show the kids, and it's a picture of the yoga moves that we're going to be doing, okay? So we are going to start in tree pose today, okay? So tree pose is a yoga pose that's we do a lot with our kiddos, and this is something that one of the first poses that they actually start doing on their own, which is really cool. So you're going to go ahead and have your child stand with you, and there's many different levels to this yoga pose. So you can, I know you can't quite see my feet, but you can put your foot down by your ankle. Ooh. Okay. You can also, most of our kiddos are kind of here, so they're going to be here. And again, this is balancing. I'm going to use nice, calm tones. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up. If your child can do this, great. If not, it is a-okay. And I'm going to balance. Put your arms up. Sometimes we say, oh, it's a windy tree. We're going to make it windy, windy, windy. Shh. Shh. And if your tree falls down, that's okay. You can get it right back up to where it was. Right back up. Okay, so this is tree pose. Great balancing time. Again, most of your kids might do it like this and then down. That's fine. Sometimes our kiddos do it very quickly and we say, great job doing tree. You did it. And that's all, okay? Don't force this too much. So now we've done our tree pose. You can do it on both sides if you'd like with your child. And we're going to go ahead and go down into our downward dog. So I like to do it to encourage the kids to do it from kneeling. So kneeling, hands here, we're gonna push up, okay? A lot of times with our kiddos, we will use animal sounds along with it, okay? So we call this doggy, and sometimes, as embarrassing as it is, I might do a little dog pose. And I usually will count down, so 10, 9, 8, 7, you can pedal the feet if you want, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, then we can come down. Another way to do downward dog for some of your kiddos is from standing, okay? So if they're standing, especially if they're super flexible, reach arms up and come down to the floor and kind of shift. And that'll get them there as well, okay? Sometimes we do have to physically help the kids. They might lay on their bellies and we'll help push their hips up to get that kind of feeling. Okay, so we've done that. And the last one I'm gonna show you today is one that I kind of made up. When we were reading Goodnight Moon in our book, there was a clock in the book, and a lot of the kids really enjoy the clock picture. So we decided to make our own yoga pose called tick-tock pose. And this really helps release the back. All of these poses have a purpose, okay? So they're getting the blood to drain to certain parts of the head for focusing and things of that nature, okay? So the tick-tock pose is really great. I love it personally because it helps release my lower back. So I'm going to like bend at the hips and I'm gonna just hang like this, okay? And I'm gonna go like this. Back and forth. And sometimes we sing, hickory dickory dock. The mouse went up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock. Tick tock, tick tock. And a lot of your kiddos love to make the sound along with me, which is really cool. Okay, so we're gonna take it down to the floor. And our last segment is just going to be our cool down calming. We usually take about 2 to 3 minutes, sometimes a little longer if we all need it. You know, we all have those days. And we're just going to bring it down. Okay, this is a really great time to connect with your child. I would encourage not using having your child watch the tablet at this time or the phone, okay? I will generally play like rain sounds, or I will play songs from Super Simple songs that are calming. This should definitely be calming music. But I try not to show them the screen, because when I show them the screen, I feel like they're more focused on that. They're hyper focused on what's happening in the video, and they might be calm, okay? But it's nice to just have that time to disconnect from technology, okay? And I hope that this little move to learn activity description will help you with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, pardon me, I didn't have this up. I wanted to do some rain sounds here, which a lot of our kiddos really like. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. And I'm gonna show you talk through some of the things that we do.
I have sleep apnea. Couldn't you see?
Oh, of course we have an ad.
Now I have this.
Here we go. Okay, so you can hear those rain sounds, okay? So we'll generally lay down, okay? We'll lay down, and I'll show you some things that you can do, that you and your kiddo can do. So you can just lay on the ground or on your mat like this. You can take your feet up like this. You can rock from side to side. Another thing that a lot of the kiddos like is to lay on the ground and put their feet up on something else. So put their feet up on the wall or put their feet on a chair. So I'm going to go ahead and model that. That is a really, really nice position to be in to help regulate and calm. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So I have my chair here, right? And I'm just going to put my feet up on it, lay back, and relax. Another thing that we do with the kiddos sometimes is give them some deep pressure with a yoga ball or a small ball or squeezes. So as your child is sitting or laying down, maybe provide some deep pressure squeezes, okay? If you do have a yoga ball, you can use it, have your child lay down and roll it on top of your child, okay? That is something that feels amazing. And if you want your child to do it to you too, even better, okay, for you. So that feels awesome. Sometimes we'll do some child's pose here. So we'll lay down like this, try to sink into the hips and get out some tension. Some of our kiddos, especially in the afternoon class, really enjoy getting blankets and pillows at this time, and they kind of associate it with like a nap time. We don't nap, but they enjoy that, and they'll get blankets and bring them over. And so if that's something that your child wants to do, that's awesome. Just a second, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Okay, so if that's something that your child likes to do, then that would be, you can do that as well. Light maybe a candle. I sometimes like to have candles lit when I am doing some yoga, or, whenever I find time, or try to just cool myself down. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. We've covered our warm up, we've covered our activity, and then our cool down section, okay? I would say this should probably take about 15 minutes tops. It shouldn't be taking you too long to do. Again, you can have your kiddo follow along with this if you'd like, or you can go ahead and just make it your own, whatever you kind of think is appropriate. You could do this outside if it's nice outside, okay? So there's lots of different things that you can do with this. And I really hope that this helps. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope that this is something that you are able to use with your child, even if you're going through it, even if you're feeling, anxious or upset, or, there's so much going on. And I know that it's so tricky to do things with our kiddos right now. I totally, totally hear you. But this is something that is really simple. It's routine based. Some of these things your kids will probably remember doing at school. So if anything, it gives you some zen. It gives you some relaxing time. It gives you some movement with your child. It gives you some connection. So I hope this helps. And please feel free to reach out with any questions. Okay, little friends that are watching, I love you and miss you. And Move to Learn is all done. Bye-bye.